Good thing I have it in the air and there's shitty springs. Now this apart again. Now, here's the problem. Small gap, big gap. It's my dumbass fault. The new wheels on the rear, they were sticking out like here. So I shit my pants a little bit. I'd rather go fast and grip than be able to see. List. Crossed out.
Star, see that out. Star, copies all, go ahead. Message to observer, Alpha 3 round, AT delay in effect, 3 guns.
This is my 1986 Mustang SVO, and hopefully within a couple weeks it'll be a grip monster and sleeper. So I've had this for 4 or 5 years now. Not happy at all with stock ride height, and I'm tired of the wheels and tires. These came with factory rotary suspension. Pretty cool for the 80s. First car with front and rear disc brakes all the way around. I believe they're like 10.5 in the rear or something like that, and 11 or 12 up front. I still have pretty much completely stock suspension, except for the fact that there is a 95 88 in the rear. The 7.5 ate itself alive. I rebuilt it 2 or 3 times. I originally got this car from an auction. It was on an insurance auction site, but it wasn't totaled. Well, I'll say this. The title says it's still a clean car, but the whole front end was... I'll pop up some pictures right now. The whole front end was swung over like 6 inches. There's this, all this. That's from me. I did that. It was black at one point. Not my bodywork. Don't look at the bodywork. But yeah, it was totaled, but it was a clean title still a clean title. Car is completely clean, no rust. I mean, it's definitely rough, but you know, gives it character. Still stock suspension, which is what we are changing. This thing is going to be a grip and suspension sleeper. Don't get me wrong, they had good power for the 80s, and they were advertised with more than the GT at one point, and they didn't really like that. 4-cylinder turbo making them more than a V8 in 86 and 85. Power-wise on this, cold air intake. It's got a custom front mount intercooler, ported and clocked intake. I have mild cam, heavier valve springs, and a full 3-inch stainless exhaust. But yeah, this, like I said, it is ugly. I'll say that. Everything is, there's not 1 square inch of straight paint on this thing, I don't think. But you know, it gives it more character. I love it. It gets a lot of attention. I go to local car shows here and there. And it gets a lot of attention, I will say that. Don't mind this. I don't know if you can see the wave in that, but there's a car fire like over here one time. Not in the garage, but it was parked in a parking lot, and that is that. I don't know, I like it. It gives it more character. Flatbed, hit that right there. Like I said, it's not rot, it's just service rust. I have to repaint it at some point. Just little character. This is the worst spot in the whole car, just right here. That's it. I'll take care of it. There's about like 125 zip ties in the front. I love it. It gives it, like I said, more character. Totally different from all these nice ones that everybody else has. Don't get me wrong, I like nice stuff, but there's something about a car that you can beat on. Obviously, missing this, very expensive. I know people are starting to remake them. I'll get there at some point. I have to get the LMR headlights. Those are nice, but expensive also. So, not high priority. I'd rather go fast and grip than be able to see. Anyway, so this is my fault. Not my bodywork. Don't it. I like how it looks on the car, to be honest. It is different, but it is ugly bodywork. Not mine. I do not claim that at all. Late at night, I was coming home. I was done. I was chilling. Speed limit 35, 40. It was a left turn. There's like a long left turn. Guardrail very on the side. There's like a foot of grass between the road and guardrail. There's 3 oncoming cars. And a deer jumps over the guardrail. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna front end collide the cars. That's stupid. I don't want to take a deer to the windshield and probably die. It was a buck, and total the car and probably kill me too. So I chose the guardrail. Obviously, that's from me. The fender was caved in. It was already caved in from the first time. I fixed it or pushed out enough, but it was done. This is from me, but like I said, new wheels and tires and suspension setup will take care of that. I'm not worried about that at all. This right here, that's from me. This is from the forklift at the freaking insurance site. These are from the guardrail. And this one right here is from the guardrail. You can see it's caved in right here. But that's from a flatbed backed into it. Yeah, so what we got in store: full Maximum Motorsports front suspension, K-member A-arms, coilover kit, new GT, 04 GT brakes for the front. They're about the same piston diameter, so I won't have to change the master cylinder. Maximum Motorsports lower control arms, adjustable lower control arms. Get rid of this nasty monster truck ride height. That is horrible. Yeah, still got the bi-wing. Love it. Off-center stripe. Matched the hood intake. Just something different, you know. Never really see them that much. If anybody follows me on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, you know, I have another white one of these, which I'll explain in another video that I'll be doing for that. That is completely ground up build, which I have something for that over there. You know, I'll give it a sneak peek right now. 1 second. That guy. That is a 2008 or 12 Ford Barra. Australian motor, 4.0, inline 6. That's all you need to know about that for now. That's for my white SVO. Alright, back to this guy. Like I said, pretty much stock motor. I'd probably guess butt dyno 250, 260. I'll show you the interior real quick. It's pretty clean. Well, minus my mess. It needs all new weather strip, to be honest. Stock gauges. I love these gauge clusters. They look so nice. Don't worry, there's a clutch and flywheel. I do have the rare cargo cover. Love that. Needs a new headliner. Have one. Haven't put it in. Kind of lazy. Oil gauge. Custom oil gauge mount for the cigarette ash tray. Radio. It's for the phone. Yeah, put your phone in there. Connects to the radio, Bluetooth. It's cool. You know, seat's not too bad. I have another seat. This is pretty much all that's wrong with it. It's from somebody's fat ass getting in and out of it. You know, spare oil wrenches. Don't mind that. License plate. I know somebody's gonna ask about it. I've had people taking pictures of it. I've had cops follow me home for miles and miles, thinking that it's fake. FRKN freaking mint. This car is freaking mint. Right now, like I said, pulling the trans out to. It's ready to pull. Probably gonna do that today. Not gonna record it really. I mean, no one really wants to watch someone change a clutch. I'm putting in I believe it's spec stage 2 plus. I believe for the SVO they go up to like 3 plus. I didn't need anything that heavy duty for this. I wanted something mainly street. Maybe a little track here and there, you know, spirited driving. Yeah, I don't know. You don't see them. a Fox body without being a Fox body. It's Euro inspired. 84 to 85, 85 and a half and 86 are the cooler one. I'll tell you that. The headlights are way better. I'll throw a picture of an 84 here, just for comparison. You know what? I'll take us under there. It's got a 255 fuel pump in it. That went out. LMR, diff cover, and I got, yeah, they have a diff cover package and shit for it. These are getting, upper control arms getting changed. These stock lowers are getting changed. Getting rid of the stock sway bar. Little piddly guy, like the size of my pinky. Small guy, you know. Like I said, completely clean. Just, you know, look at, there's nothing. No rust anywhere. But this, I believe, was boost and timing per gear. There's also a switch inside the car. It's probably one of my favorite features about this car. It's small, but it is awesome. It advances and retards the timing and fueling, I believe, or boost, depending if you have it on premium or unleaded. Pretty awesome for the 80s. They were really doing some cool stuff back then. Everything you'd never really see on anything. Motor shocks. This thing has motor shocks. You know, for all that high horsepower torque. Got a solid steering shaft. I have to do an oil pan gasket, which is what I'll do after, or while I have the stock K-member out. This, I'm not pulling the motor. Do not want to pull the motor. Mishimoto cooling fans and aftermarket radiator, nothing special there. Yeah, so here's the 80s factory road race suspension. Pretty sick. I mean, I love this car. It's completely different. It's awesome to see what they were trying to do back then. It really sucks that it never really took off. They probably thought it would, but it's also a 4-cylinder turbo from the 80s, so everyone's like, oh, it gotta be a V8. Don't get me wrong, I love the V8s. Anyway, let's go over some of the stock suspension stuff. Keeping the sway bar, this thing is huge. It is a, I believe, 1.25" or 1.8" massive front sway bar, replacing the bushings, obviously. Coney, adjustable front struts from factory. Tubular control arms, from 80s tubular control arms from factory. This stuff isn't impressive in today's standards, but in the 80s, this thing was like, whew. You can't get these control arms or ball joints anymore, which is half the reason why I'm changing all this stuff. As you see, it's completely stock. This thing is an 86. It's been going for 40 years. And none of this has ever been changed. So I'm starting to get a clunk here and there. Probably the struts going bad, ball joints just starting probably. But yes, besides the point, full Maximum Motorsports suspension going in it. I got some cool shit for it now. I will say that. That's why I'm doing all this. It is going to be freaking awesome. And get that out of the way so I don't slip and die. I mean, I'm going to have to change and upgrade the suspension anyway for maintenance, so why would I not just upgrade it now? I originally bought all the Maximum Motorsports stuff for my white SVO that's getting that motor. But then Ride Tech came out with what they call an SLA kit, a short long arm. It makes it completely modern suspension. It gives it a control arm on the top and a control arm on the bottom. Total crazy adjustability, whatever. So I originally posted all of my Maximum Motorsports stuff on Facebook, just for what I bought it for, like $100 less than what I bought it for. I had a couple people asking if they could split it up, buy this, buy that. I was like, I'm not splitting it up. I had it listed for like a month or two, and you know what? I was like, I have 2 Fox bodies that I want to keep running and driving. Well, I want to keep this one running and driving while I can build that one. Originally bought this one, correct? Went over it. Yeah, cool. I was going to build this one with a built 2.3, like built 2.3. Was looking into parts, a head for this. S-Slinger makes a crazy aluminum head that they don't make anymore, but they made them. They're for like 2-3 dirt cars and race cars and stuff. People want like $3,000 to $5,000 on them. So I was like, screw that. I'm buying that Australian crazy horsepower motor that can handle like over 1,000 horse for $2,500 delivered. So that was the plan with that, and I was originally going to plan that, put in here. But I was like, my build is going to take forever, and I love driving. I can't not drive my car. And white SVO I saw on Facebook. I was searching for a shell. Got a shell, whatever, it's not worth it. It's just the extra shell that I have now. And then I saw this white SVO. I was like, yo, I hit him with the good old Facebook Marketplace. What's the lowest you'll go? I'll come get it now. We worked out a deal. I have that car. I'll post some pictures and videos of it. If you follow me, you've probably seen it. He barn found it in New Jersey, I believe. I got it out at Indiana. I'm gonna keep it white, where I'm gonna repaint it, but it'll be white. Now that one's going full race car build, crazy clean. I'm gonna do the best of my ability on that car, show what I can do, which is why I bought all that stuff for. I've been collecting shit. You know, I want to spice this thing up. I'm tired of looking at it stock, especially this. I hate this. I hate it. Whatever. The wheels and tire setup. These are 16-inch wheels. I believe they're 8 inches wide. Oh yeah, 245/50, which is where I went wrong. 16s. The original wheels, the original tires are 225 or 235s, 50, 16s. That's why I went with that number. And I didn't know anything about the tires at the time. But the ones I have, same overall dimension, so it'll clear, but 18s, 255, 35, 18 in the front, 275, 35, 18 in the rear. So this motor will never spin that rear tire again. Between the suspension upgrades and the tires, this thing will never slip a tire again. Does not have enough torque. The only other thing I want to do to this motor, really, a bigger throttle body. This guy is tiny. It's like that big around. It's a 2-inch intake. It's not very nice. It's a serpentine setup. That's why. It's not a serpentine, obviously. It's V-belt still. But a serpentine belt would be very nice conversion on this. And yeah, get to it. Be done. Get to it. Go. Go. Alright, here's everything I'm doing to the rear end. Got the 2 upper arms, 2 lowers, way thicker of a sway bar compared to that little piddly thing right there. And just stock springs and bushing. So Maximum Motorsports, a fully adjustable lower control arms. There's all the way up, all the way down. Tubular uppers, greasable, very nice. I think max like $100. And then a Steeda sway bar. Stock springs. I'm hoping this should lower it enough to use this. Just use stock springs because they were cheap. If I need lowering springs to make it lower than this will make it, I'll just get them and throw them right in, because I did the whole 8/8 swap. So that's all good. So just throw these in, and yeah. Alright, here's a comparison. Here's the stock 86 SVO rear sway bar. You know, little finger. There's the new one. Steeda. Alright, a little bit of a change of plans. Stock spring. I ordered stock springs, and those, the Maximum Motorsports adjustable control arms, only lower an inch and raise 2. So, ran to Summit real quick. It was Summit, 30 minutes from here. Got some BMR lowering springs. These lower stock cars an inch. So then I'll have another inch on those. So I'll have 2 inches of total lowering ability. So now the combination of those two, I have the ability to lower it 2 inches all the way down, or raise it 8 inch. So a lot more adjustment, a lot more ability to get whatever ride height I want. So yeah, get to it. Alright, I was getting these
lower control arms all set up. You know, gotta install the prothane bushings there and there, all greased up, whatever. So I go to put the spring packs on, the spring prints on, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Maximum is great shit, but it's brand new. It's hard. It's like plastic. It's not even rubber, so it don't just slip on. But I got that one on. That's what this tool is for. Here, there's like, oh yeah, slip it on. All right, so I'll slip it on for you. Turn upside down. A little warmitude. Nice and warm. Now it's loose and flexible. Get it flexible a little bit. A little more. I don't want to melt this shit. If it starts smoking, you went too far. What? Look at that. Just tap it all the way down. Boom. Now I just gotta pack this one. I gotta put these on. There and there. Good. Right there. Those are already done. I already have those bushings in from when I did the rear end. Put the springs on. These things are whooped, man. Hey man, what do you want from factory? Alright, got the driver's side in, all the way down an inch from normal, inch lowering spring like I said. So this one was learning. I can do the other one way faster now, probably like about half the time. I originally hung it on there because this one has a oval hole and that one's just a circle. So I figured, you know, put that one in first and then do this. But the car don't move, and you can move the axle. So that one first, then that one. Jack also helps, so you're not trying to hold it up, ramrod it. It's good. Figure it out. Good thing I have it in the air and there's shitty springs. Alright, got both sides in, still up on a lift. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's gonna have to settle down a little bit still. Just so we're clear. It's gonna have to settle down, it's still on a lift right now. But this is 2 inches down. Holy shit, it keeps going. Oh, dude. Look at that. That's way better. That is sick. Woo. That's 2 inches. Or it'll come down more if I leave it like this. Because it's gotta settle out still. Look at that, bro. Maximum Motorsports, thank you. BMR. Whew. I mean, don't get me wrong, I ain't sponsored, but I'd love to be, but oh yeah, dude. Look at the front. It's like a finger width. And look at this. Woo. Alright, we're getting there, You know me. Oh my god, it is. That's 2 inches. Alright. One of the factory uppers is out. Look at that turd. Anyway. When installing these ones, say you get another one of these with this style bushing, right? If your car's in the air, or under load, it's about like this. You know, body side, axle side. Your car's about like sitting like this. So you put it up in the air, it drops like this, right? So now, if it's like this in the air, and you take this out, and you can put in another one, and you tighten it with this style of bushing, it smushes this, obviously, so it holds it. But then you lower it back on the ground. When after you tighten in the air like this, it rips the rubber, which no bueno, man. If you tighten it like this, the body mounts rip this rubber like this, puts all this stress on. You could see from the factory how they tighten it in the air. That you could see the ripping rubber in it. With these, you probably won't have that problem since they're greasable. But you still don't want to. You still want to put the rear end in under load a little bit. It doesn't have to be all the way under full weight, but I would just wouldn't do it all the way up in the air. You know, just better for the bushings. All right, Steeda sway bar time. I was thinking about painting it, but I don't know. If I really want to paint it, I'll get on there with a scuff pad and just frickin' schwack it real quick. These came with the little control arms. I think they're for like parking brake brackets or something. I don't know. I don't need them. I don't have that bracket. All right. I think those are just for show. Of course, they painted the threads. I don't know what size these are. Probably like 15. Boy, you have a 15. What size is this? 15. Ah ha ha. I have a perfect right there. All right, that's gonna be a little funky. Get that son of a bitch out the way. Deal with him later. I also have to put my exhaust bracket back on. This would be a lot easier if you and a homie did it. But it is a Sunday night. And yeah, I want to get this done. And I don't know. I just had the itch to do it. Ah, it goes on the inside. I thought it went on the outside. Wait. Huh, I thought it went on the outside for some reason. Interesting. Alright. A little awkward, but I'll get it. Oops. Sorry, chipped the paint. It's just so awkward. And it's just heavy enough to where it's a pain in the ass. It's not that it doesn't line up, it's just like a hair off. I might have to do a little drilly. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. Never mind. I was honestly a little bit scared because of the two different. I mean, I know it's a Fox body, and everyone likes Fox body shit, but I was a little bit scared of different companies and their different products mixing together. You know, Steeda and then Maximum. It's just like a 16th off. I think I'm gonna have to do a little die grinder action. Just like a hair. Fuck it, I'll do it. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Alright, got them all in. I just had like a little bit of file on this one, right on the edge, so this one can line up. Like maybe a 16th at most. But just a little file on that, probably even a 32nd to be honest. We're probably gonna figure out something to do with these parking brake cables for the wider tires in the rear. I mean, I know it's probably gonna be pretty close to be honest. But yeah, there it is. Pretty sick. High-end suspension and a shit box. Oh yeah, I'm gonna clean up everything, and time for the front. All right, here's the stock SVO front suspension, K-member, everything. Took it all out with one unit, easier that way, whatever. Kind of boring taking it out. It's just one, two, you got the two motor mount bolts, obviously. You got two here and two on the end there, so nothing crazy. You just connect the steering, you're pretty much free. But here's the factory tubular control arms from the 80s. It's definitely different. It's literally two pieces that are bolted together, and one has the joint on it. And then you got the special spindles, thick ass sway bar, and this heavier springs. But the only thing I'm using on this is the sway bar and the steering rack. The rest of it I'll either keep or just get rid of. But while I was in there, I ripped the oil pan off of it just to get a new gasket on there. May as well, since there's all this room in here now to do so. Don't worry about the brakes, that they're getting changed. Pretty new it looking in there. Still got all the cross hatching on the, I don't know if you can see that, on the cylinder walls. Clean oil pickup. 70,000 mile motor. So yeah, I'll finish cleaning that up. Clean it up, put it, I'm gonna throw in the parts washer real quick, put a new gasket on it, probably spray it with some primer so it don't rust or anything, and then I'll start throwing in the new K-member. Alright, so I was working on the oil pan, got that all cleaned up. I'm gonna take it to work tomorrow, get sandblast it, probably prime it and paint it, just so it's nice. And since I'm in here, I'm doing it. But while I'm waiting to do that tonight, while I got some more time, took the motor mounts off, and I got replacements for those. Now, anyone who knows SVOs is motor mounts are impossible to find for these, and someone did start recreating them again at 23 I believe it's 23parts.com, something like that. I got them from him. These are them right in here. This is the passenger side, but they are super heavy duty, definitely nice. Not too crazy expensive either. Mine are bare metal. He does send them out for powder coat, but I wanted mine sooner and I didn't want to wait for powder coat, so I'll also probably just paint these while I'm doing the same thing. But here's the driver's side one. Goes up on the block like this, just like that right there. Heavy duty. But here's the factory one. Like I said, anyone who knows SVOs, you cannot get this. There's no replacement for factory motor mounts. They'll go up. This is the aftermarket K-member option. Hopefully it'll fit my Maximum Motorsport one. It looks like it probably will. Guy said though his aftermarket K-member option is a UPR or UKP or whatever the other aftermarket K-member is, but I chose that option. They're probably all pretty similar, but yeah, I'll get these also primed up so they don't rust or anything. I'm just getting these off there so they're ready. Here's also the motor shock, which connects right there on a stud to the motor mount. But these sadly will not be going back on. They are totally done. This one's frozen. Oh. Yeah, this one's frozen. It goes down, but it don't. This one's probably better condition than the other side is, but it's still done. I know there's no. I could make a mount on this on the new aftermarket K-member, but why bother? It doesn't do shit. But you also get brand new bolts for instead of the little piddly guys, stock ones. You get all these nice brand new heavy duty bolts with those. So Cool. Put those, I'll get those primed up, put in probably before the oil pan, just so they're up there and not the oil pan don't get in the way. Yeah. All right, back underneath it. Didn't really record this because it wasn't a pain in the ass. It was just a handful to get out and this in, but Maximum Motorsports K-member all in there. Nice tubular shit. So much more space. Got the cross brace fits. They give you shims if it doesn't fit. Go underneath your oil pan and bell housing. But yeah, it looks sick in there. And I got the steering rack in here. I mean, it's just sitting here. I had to pull it back out to get, because you gotta take it a little bit out to get the top controller bolts in. So it's just sitting up here for now. And let's go over here. Here's the mess, like I showed before, but here's the box of goodies. Both control arms. So here's modern day tubular, nice freaking control arms. And let's compare it to, that's the difference. Let's set that there for now. So obviously no spring, going coil over kit, that's what these are for, and all these other boxes, the springs are in there. That's everything else I'll need. But here's the tubular control arms. Super nice. Also, unlike any of the original shit, all these have grease fittings on every joint pretty much. Not one on the ball joint, but yeah. Here's the Maximum Motorsports coilover kit with the Bilstein struts. So you got the coilover kit and you got the camber caster plates on top, which bolts up the car obviously. But here's the finished product. So let's get to the next one. So we got the passenger side one done, driver side one done. These you put in when the car's in. I just have them sitting out there for now so I don't lose any pieces. But all together, ready to get thrown in. Let's go for it. All right, struts and coils are done. Just gotta put them in. But before I put them in, set them the brakes because it's directly in the way. Alright, where are we at? So, spindle on, coilovers together and on in the car, cam member, control arms all in, steering rack back in, not hooked up. It is hooked up to the steering column though, so that's good. I put a line on them so it's the wheel straight, that's supposedly straight. Bump steer kit I have in a box. You have to put that on still. Calipers. Okay, before we get to the calipers. Okay, there goes the light. That's cool. Alright, so before we get to the calipers, I got S95 brakes, so you had to get new brake hoses, and I don't know if this side fit the original Fox body fitting, but on the other side, there's this. Use the light on the impact. There's a brass fitting there that goes from Fox body to S95 brake line. So got both of those in. These are all still need adjusted and everything. I was going to copy our other Fox body, which has full Maximum Motorsports everything, but it's thundering and lightning outside and pouring down rain, so that's not going to be happening tonight. So there goes those plans. But I was just going to copy all the coilover settings, all the camber caster plate settings, just to get it close to take it to the alignment, and we'll go from there. But here are the new front brakes. 9904 Cobra front calipers. They're dual piston. Brake pads already in them, which is nice. Dual piston. So take this over here. Here are the original SVO brakes. So SVO fronts are one massive piston. It's a 73 millimeter single piston front caliper. These are dual 38s, so in total your contact of the piston to pad is only 3 millimeters bigger. You got 38 times 2, 76, 73, so no problems with master cylinder problems. And same with the rear. I have Cobra rears also, which is 70, no, my bad, which is 11.6 millimeter inch rear rotor with I think it's like a 30 something millimeter piston, but it's about the same size as this, so I'll theoretically have zero master cylinder problems or anything like that. Don't have to touch that. The proportioning will all be the same, which is great. No problems with that. I'm just giving you a rundown of what I'm doing on this. These will be 13-inch 9904 Cobra front brakes, 9904 11.6 rear brakes. But obviously raining and nasty outside, can't copy it, can't do any of this. I don't, which sucks, but I could do other stuff. I'll put the tie-in links back in, maybe mount up the calipers. And once I'm done with the front, button all this up, hopefully next couple days, get back to that. Alright, so last time, I've done a little bit of stuff since the last time I checked in, but sneak peek at the wheel, yeah, don't look too close, but here's the problem. Small gap, big gap. Now the wheel's turned a little bit, but now that I have the, since I have the Maximum Motorsports K member and lower control arms, it's my dumbass fault that I ordered the non-offset control arms, because the K member already moves the wheel 3/4 forward, and the non-offset don't move it at all. So what I really needed was the reverse offset, so I ordered those. Those are coming. I'll just end up selling these, whatever, or I'll do something with them maybe. So that's done, but look at those Cobra brakes in there. They look pretty good. Pretty cool. I see a lot more brake showing than I thought there would be. Not that's a bad thing at all, but I didn't think it would be that much, to be honest, with this wheel. But yeah, it's still up on the lift, so way on the front for now. That's on pause, but to the rear. Now this apart again. So last fall, I swapped in this 94, 95 S95 88 373 traction lock. Great. So it has the same rear gear as the factory SVO. SVO S95 have the same axle width. Now, here's the problem. I put the new wheels on the rear, and they were sticking out to like here. So I shit my pants a little bit. So after doing some digging, the SVO axles, I didn't realize it was only the axles, but they're so nasty. SVO axle, stock Fox body length, SVO length, Fox body length. So had to get new axles. Kind of sucks, but whatever. And which means I also can't run the factory SVO rear brakes like I was planning to. So Cobra rear brakes, 94 to 03, 04 Cobra brakes, 11.6 inch discs. So got all the brake lines in for that, all the way up to the pumpkin and the jumper. The only thing I'll have left is figure out the parking brake, which I never had in the first place. But now that was only because it didn't work in the caliper. But now that I have these new calipers, I have to figure it out, because a parking brake is kind of a luxury, to be honest. So I just got those new axles studded, pain in the ass like usual, and I'll throw them in, and brackets and calipers on. Oh, when I put this 8.8 in, I did already put new bearings in, new wheel bearings, and made sure the rear end was good. But when I put it in last fall, it probably got max not even 1,000 miles on it, so we're good there. Since the car's in the state of that it's in, being worked on shit, so I figured I had these laying around. Nice Stifler subframe connectors. Figured I'd throw these in. I mean, why not? Car's already up in the air and ready for them. So really, it comes with 4 bolts, 4 nuts, and some washers. You just take your rear seat bolts out. These mount on the underside where your seat is, and then you just as I already marked it where I gotta weld them, but it does have these pulled tabs, which kind of suck. You still gotta clean them up, but I gotta clean up these. I already marked where I gotta grind them to bare metal, and I marked down the car underneath to where I gotta clean it up and to bare metal for welding. So I'll get on that. And also, new sway bar came in, because the factory one is too wide, and the ends of the actual sway bar hit the new coilovers. So yes, big mess, but whatever. On the old A-arms, the end link is so far out, while the new one is probably about like right here. This one, there's a pretty big difference, and since the old sway bar is meant for these, the sway bar hits the new coilovers and does not work, sadly. So had to get a new sway bar. That one's even thicker than this factory one is, which, sure, whatever, upgrades. But yeah, looking pretty sick. A little sneak peek of those wheels. I mean, you've already seen them, but that just looks sick, man. It looks like a radial drag car. I wish that was ride height, but that's 2 inches lowered. I have an inch lowering springs, and the perch adjusters are all the way down. But it looks sick all the way down like that. Looks like a damn radial car. Anyway, I'll get those thrown in, and we'll get on it. Alright, got the subframe connectors all welded up, bolted in. They bolt to the rear seat brackets. You take out the original nuts and studs, just bolt these all the way through and nut them up. Got it all welded in. Don't look too close. That's don't look too close. Alright, you know, it's solid. That's all that matters. Yeah, these things freaking help a shit ton. I have a set in the other Fox body, including they have another set that they have these pads here that you can peel, because they have another set that comes out to here against the pinch weld, and it's webbed all the way from the back to the front, and we have it on the other car, and they make a crazy difference. I mean, even these alone make a crazy difference, but the other ones are even tighter than a full frame vehicle. They 3 wheels, you could jack it up at any point. It'll pick both the side wheels up, and if you do it at the front, it'll almost pick up the other front too. But got these done, so Next, I'll go back to the front end with the new sway bar and the replacement control arms. All right, now it's Sunday. Nice out. Didn't do as much on this thing today. Went full dad mode on the yard work. Cleaned up my massive pile of shit. Organized all the shit I ripped out, but finished welding up the subframes the other night. Now, I sanded, primed, and undercoated them, and rust proofed the inside of it for wherever the weld burned through the rust proofing on the inside of the frame. So let's take a look. This is all nice and undercoated and shit right here. All up here, nice stifflers. You know, hide the ugly ass welds a little bit. Don't look too close, but they're holding, and they're gonna hold. They're just a little ugly, but got those all finished up. Now I can fill up the rear diff, which I still have to do, and back to the front to change those and put the new sway bar in, bump steer kit. I might have to push over the K member a little bit. It's a little heavy to the passenger side, but I'll check it out. Get to that next. All right, it's on the ground. I could not wait, but I got the replacement control arms in there, the reverse offset one. So now it sits straight in the hole. Holy shit, it looks great. A couple things I gotta do left. Bump steer kit I gotta put in, so right now they're just sitting there. I gotta hold the brake lines back because they're a little long, so they're touching the inside lip of the wheel. Don't want that to rub. But I cannot wait. I had to set it down. This thing looks insane. It's crazy what happens when you put wheels and full suspension on a shit box. But this thing looks nuts. I'm hoping I can keep the ride height like this. I just guess it still needs a full alignment and all the above. But thing looks crazy right now. Actually, it's sitting up a little high because it's so low that I lifted up on the subframe connectors and it's stuck on the lift arm, so I have to jack it up to take it off the lift arm, but I'm not gonna do that yet. Gotta do the other stuff first. Time to put it back up in the air, get that stuff done, and we'll see from there. All right, another day, some more work on this thing. Update, finally got an oil filter. Parts store sent me the wrong one earlier, so finally got a new one of that. Oil, check, gotta put all that in. Wheels on, ceramic coated, inside and out, so they don't get all nasty. Just gotta do the hubcaps still, because those are stainless. If you come over to the nice list here, that quarter panel is now done, rolled. Oil, obviously, exhaust, that's the big thing. So I temporarily just got this from the parts store because the original exhaust goes, you know, I'll show you underneath. All right, so originally the custom exhaust that I had came up diagonal off that hanger right through here and back. But now since it's lowered, you can see it was hitting here and it also hit on the housing. So I'm gonna have to get a new custom one that comes, the original came this, custom one came this way, diagonal. I'm gonna have to get a custom one that comes up over the axle, down right here, then like this, out the, down, around, and out the back like this. And that's a lot of work right now, and so that'll be later. But right now I'm just gonna have a down right there, just hanging down for now. But yeah, and then after I do that, it is not aligned at all, obviously. Bump steer is semi-straight. I think it's rough enough to drive to the alignment shop. Yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, well, here it is. Hopefully I can stay at this ride height. That'd be freaking awesome if I can. Gave it not even alignment. I just made sure that I just looked at how the camber looked and caster looked whatever, good enough. The toe I had to play with a lot. As much as I love Maximum Motorsport stuff, their tie rods are not that great because you have to take it all the way off to change it and put it all the way back on. It's not like the Steeda ones where you could just rotate it, undo the jam nuts and rotate it in or out. Be great if it was. I'll get those next time. But I got it somewhat, it looks drivable. I haven't pulled it out yet, just had it running because I did the clutch, oil change, whatever. Clutch is all great. I think it's stage 2 plus, spec stage 2 plus for this. It is Saturday at almost midnight, so I wanted to maybe try to make it to a Cars and Coffee tomorrow. That's why I was out here trying to finish it up. Looks good enough. List crossed out. Just gotta clean up all that. I'll drive it and let's see what goes from there. Alright, so back on lift, I'm nut and bolting everything. Been driving it, I probably have 200-300 miles on it. But in the rear, since I have the adjustable little control on for ride height, I have them both set even, but the car doesn't sit even on, completely even on a flat surface. So I think hopefully the rear shocks might be going a little bit bad. They're just random auto store whatever ones for Fox Buddy. They're not great. They were like 70 bucks. So I did get these Bilstein ones that I'm going to throw in to match my front control arms. Be cool. See what happens. Hopefully it fixes it. Because I want to do autocross, twisties, and maybe some tracks a little bit. So see what happens. Got it tinted too. I'll reveal that at the, probably towards the end of this video. To reveal the whole car and all the nice shit about it and all the looks. But yeah, get to that. Didn't see hard. I'm not even gonna record it, so it's just rear shocks, bolt in the bottom, bolt up top in the control quarter panel trim in there. Yeah. Alright, so I got just some random There's no more. Hopefully all that's left is a tint and alignment. That shit almost stuck back on there like it wanted me to do more work. So been driving this thing for a couple weeks now since I've done all the stuff to it. Totally different car. Before I changed everything, I pretty much had the car as I drove it as much as I could drive the car. Like you're supposed to master a car before you change anything. I wouldn't say I mastered it, but definitely was very in tune with how it drove. But now, total new learning experience on this thing. I still haven't completely got it. I haven't really even driven it that much to like know the complete difference and everything, but it's totally a complete different car. Handles completely different as you'd suspect, but looks great. Love the fitment on it. It gets the wheels and fitment of this thing get a lot of attention. I mean, don't get me wrong, this gets plenty of attention, but the fitment and wheels on this get a lot of attention. Like I said, I've been driving it for, I've probably put probably almost 2,000 miles on it by now. Well, other than just getting used to the car and the new suspension work, I think the only thing I'm going to change at some point are the rear springs. Right now I have the adjusters all the way down and the BMR inch lowering springs in the rear, but when I was driving the triple nickel down south in Ohio and a couple other places, one of the buddies I was driving with said it looked like there was some body roll in the rear, and it kind of feels like there might be. So I want to keep the inch lowering, but I'm gonna see if someone offers like a little bit of a stiffer spring. But the Bilsteins in the rear are nice, and it's like they're stiff, but you don't cringe going over bumps and up with them, so they're still nice. But I went southern Ohio. I did Ohio 555, the triple nickel. Sketchy ass road, I'll tell you that. It's fun, but you gotta drive it a couple times and know it. That was a couple hour drive down there, drove a couple hours, and then a couple hour drive back just on the highway. And I went to Columbus, pick up some parts in this thing, just straight up highway, 4 or 5 hours. And then I just did Fox Fest 2025, great event. I have a whole nother video on that coming right now. But yeah, the fitment on this is great, like I said. Completely different car. There's gonna be a ton of clips in this video of how it looks. Nothing too crazy, but no like crazy edits in this video. Just a bunch good amount of clips. But yeah, looks great, handles great. I love it. Other people seem to like it. I mean, what more can you ask for? Been completely reliable. That was the main goal, make it reliable, drivable, and fun to drive. I got many events planned for the rest of the year with this thing. Hopefully an autocross here. It's July, it's early July right now. July 15th. Hopefully an autocross this month, if not next. I plan on doing a North Carolina, Tennessee trip early fall, and then probably Foxtoberfest at the end of October down in North Carolina. So there'll definitely be way more videos to come. I appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end. I have it edited all on my computer. This is the last shot of the whole video. It's up to over an hour now. I appreciate it if you made it this far. If not, obviously you're not gonna see this, but here it is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate it.